Welcome back to our series 3 of Whiskerwood, where we haven't had our first winter yet, but we are getting closer to that. As we can see, we're in the fall, which is obviously it's getting colder and things. As long as we have enough wood and we have enough food to get through to the first winter. I'm just managing myself because I'm trying not to do the Game of Thrones meme. We're getting more with the housing. Housing is getting slightly better, but I'm being very careful about the logs because obviously that's the only thing that we do have. In the last one, we have our logistics center up. We also have our research lab up. Now, I need to do this. Is going to take 34 for the teaching, so I'm going to need to get this done before the end of the winter. Now, until I can get more whiskers in, until I can get an educated whiskerer, it's going to be a bit of a problem because I can't do any research, and then I can't actually use that to teach another one, if you get what I mean. So it's like a catch-22. I don't know whether this is actually a guild. See, I need an educated. They need to be educated to be able to push in here. And I didn't see any in the original reroll. If you see the first episode, you can get them, but it's not always that often. It's it's one of these things that we catch-22. Logs after this will need to be moved. There's only these 2 logs left. And we've only got this. We've still got some food and that on this. So they are sending this to the foot. This is a very long way to walk, I understand. But there's not much. I want it down here because this is where we're going to have our next part. I'm going to resume this one. I'm going to resume this one now because we got to about 170. I don't know. I think it may be anything to around 100. Right. Now we can learn how to move. So we're going to move this here. Actually, I'll just put it against here. That one there. Then I'm actually going to build our second one here. Well, where do we want to go? Do we go a bit higher? Because we can get to... Let's go a bit higher. Yeah, that covers most of that. That there. We'll have to obviously do a ladder up to that. Yeah. And that would do that. That will cover that there. This will cover this. This can go to here. So we're covering all of this. Storage is going to be the main issue here again. I'll pause that. Although we have got some, but I think we're going to have to increase the storage. Let's have at least 3. We'll get that built first. They can... what have I got this set to? I've got this set to call. I'll set this one to R. Because we might as well do R and call now. I'm going to do that and that. That can mine these 4. And it can mine these. Just do this and this. So he's going to get on with that. This, obviously, here is not going to have anything in. It might pay to... I think it would pay to build this. The reason why is because that means it's done for the winter. I need 4. Resume and resume. I don't know if I can get housing somewhere. Can I get 2 housing in there? I can. So I'll have the other 2 into there. And that's the 4. So that's actually covering all my housing up to now. Right, now we don't have anywhere to cut. So we'll move our wood cutter to probably we could do it there. We still need a path going up though. No, because he can't get up there, can he? Let's move again. That's just a ridiculous place to put it big. Press Z again. So he's going to move that. Now we need a 1 for wood, which I have not selected. And I'm going to get another one. This is going to move eventually anyway. Storage. So again, we'll have another one in there, and we'll pause the input. This is the thing earlier on. If you can work out where you want all your storages, it's always best to do. Potentially, if you can do the storage first, then build what you want, and then move it all in as you're doing it. Because otherwise, they've got to walk an enormous amount. You can see how far that's going to walk, but that slows things down. Cotton's alright though. We'll be able to use the cotton to pay for everything. We've still got the coal. We may use a bit of coal to get rid of, so I don't need to store so much. That's the copper. I need to get a logistics hub going eventually. I'm down to 136, which is a little worrying, must admit. I'm going to do another there's here to speed this cutting up, because we can do it now. Now things have been cut. He'll go instead of going up here, around here, and going around there. He'll now to be able to go direct. Then we'll have to work a way to maybe get up there to do that. I'm not going to get rid of any of these yet until I need to get rid of them, because we may have to use them for other things. You've still got this to get. You can still walk in and get it. So why are you doing that? I'm going to move you a little closer. And I'm also going to do one down there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, approval's starting to come in. It's still at 32, but we'll work that one out. And the trouble is you'll get this in, and then get the approval rating up, but then end up losing because then you'll get more whiskers in, which then your housing will be down. But we need to get to 21. So, and we'll change this housing to, as I said, the next housing. If we get a chance, if it comes, we don't want to have to research it. We hopefully want to be able to, win it, if you get what I mean. Or it comes as one of them options when we overdo everything. Now I've got this. This is just reject all. That should have been reject all. That should have been reject all. Why wasn't that? Oh, that should have been what it was. I'm trying to get enough. Obviously, I can get rid of these when I want to get rid of them. I don't obviously get everything back. Did I have that one? What was that? That one's for the logs, so they'll walk back to do this one. This one is going to be for the logs. So we've got 2 logs. I need to... Logistics. I need to clear that and set that one to this one. Which is now logs. That's fine. We have no storage destination for... No storage destination. That is cool. Let's clear this out. Let's set that one. Apologies there. Just decided to have a massive sneezing fit. That one was for logs. This I thought was for copper. So what we'll do is we'll set a destination for that one as well. So if they go and get this, then they'll have that to go put into one and that into the other. It's going to be same here. I haven't built this yet, but now I'm going to build it. I've got 5. I'm going to put the 2 in here, and then we're going to be rock and rolling. I think there's more coal than anything, so we're going to put 1 into coal, and we'll have this for ore, leaving this one empty. Obviously, he is apparently mining. I think it's boots and things and stuff and whatever else it is. That's not been built yet. Ooh, we've got to pay our tax. Ooh, that was a bit lucky. I had 2 minutes left on that. Didn't notice. I think we'll take down to about 50 just to get rid of some of the coal. We'll pay it full in coal, and then we'll jack it up with this. There we go. We paid 176%. And we get rid of the coal, obviously, and then it just reduces this coal that we've got in here, as otherwise it'll be a nightmare. Because we've got far too much coal. I could have paid it all in coal and then paid it with copper. It doesn't really matter. Now we're going to obviously get them to give us some other stuff. And we've got this in, we've got this in, and now we've got our housing.
Please, may we have better housing? This new island was exciting for a bit.
I can't do that one.
Please.
Nope, can't do that one.
You have been entrusted by your fellow Whiskerwood.
I haven't got the population yet.
Other matters demand your attention. Housing is...
That one's done.
Other matters demand your attention. Housing is not a luxury. Some whiskers have already resorted to makeshift camps. I implore you to provide a shelter.
That one's done. Oh, I've got two mines coming, so I'll be able to do that one. Right, we've got 10. What do we want? Now, we're gonna need this eventually, but we can obviously do our... I can't do the medicine because I don't have a triage. We're gonna re-roll. There we go. This is the one I wanted. So we are going to do that one. We'll take the... I don't want stone, although stone would have been good, but I still need this stone cutter. I will go for the cut stone. And I will, because that's got planks. It's the planks I was wanting, not thingy. Then we'll do that. So now we've won this, we don't have to research it. So if I just pause, and I went to research... it is. I'm trying to think where it is. There we go. It's this one. We've not had to research it, so it's not cost anything to research. and we've got our second housing. It's a bit annoying because I've just finished the housing, but that's the way it goes. As you can see, it's getting more expensive. The cost works out on how much you're worth, and this and that and the other, and whatever else it's worth. That's how it goes up. Planks again. I think that's a good thing. We have no sawmill at the moment, so that's, you know, I don't even want to produce one of them until we get to the next tier, if you like. I'm gonna move it over to here. I'm just pausing. Sorry. There we go. See, there we got this. It's a singular house, but what it does is it allows you to have 2 whiskers in. So there's a couple of choices we can make. Well, I did say we'd maybe have them on here, which would be not too bad. What we want, see, the thing is where we want them is to have them near a cafe. So it might be worth building the cafe first. I think it's some resources, I think. Here, let's say here, and then build the houses around it. Because obviously that's where you really also want them to, where they're sleeping. If we do their, I think it's the sleeping. Where can we? I think we can select them. I think. No, it's not. It's not giving me the sleeping. I think I have to select them. That's it. As you can see, that's where he's sleeping. He has to walk all the way from here to this sleeping arrangement. So really what we want to do is, because we've got enough housing, we'll work out, as you can see here, this is a bit of a nightmare because obviously that's going to get cut. He's still cutting this, so this will get cut. Obviously we've got some coal down here. So I'm just going to do a single one. The reason why I'm doing singles is because I want to make sure that this ladder goes right way down. We've got to fill this in. Don't forget, this has got to be filled in. But I want another mine in. Now, I have obviously got the miner here. Now, I'm questioning my idea now. And there's a reason for it. I want to mine this. But I also want to get some stone to fill in this. It's important to get it filled in. Now, I did say that we'd more than likely do it from here. So really, as eggs would eggs, as usual. I can't really go any further than that, can I? But that's fine. I'm going to now get some more. We're going to storage this up. Can't go because there's another one there. That's why. I'll go there. Get them to do all this storage first. Because the reason why is, if I don't do that, is when I put the workers in, they've got nowhere and they'll start walking back. And they'll find the first warehouse, or they'll just sit there and do nothing. Whiskers, we've got nothing. We still can't do anything. Again, we need to get to 21. Now you can see where the logistical challenge starts to come in with the game. I'm going to mine that down because what I'm going to do is, we've got this building here. I've still got the 5. So I'm actually going to... in fact, actually, if I can get this really in the center of these two, I don't really care too much about, as long as it doesn't block that off. Yep, I'm going to also get, as usual, we're going to pause this, and we're going to get some more storage. All these storages will come down eventually. I'm going to get 2, and again, I'm going to put them on so they don't do the logistics. I think in the first version, I had them walking far too much, and I think that was another problem that I'm trying to solve. I think we've got a wood pile here. I'll just dump it there. Now we're going to need to work out how am I going to get them up to this. That's okay, because they can still walk. They can't walk on that bit, though. But that can be moved later on. I suppose there is none on there. So we go down. And then we go down again. I'll actually leave it there. It's not too bad. That's logs. That's logs. But they can't easily get that. Well, they can't really get down there, can they? So, there, and whoops. Sometimes it does that. I don't know why. It just instantly turns on the thing, even though you don't want that. It assumes that that's what you want. Wood cut in. He's moving himself over. We're going to. Well, we'll just. Well, in fact, actually, no. We can. Let's get the logistics. Set destination. We can do this one. We set another destination. We do that one. Because they're only for logs. That's only for logs. So that's okay. I'll now select this to be able to take him down. Nope, that's mining. Wrong one. Nope, that's foliage. That was the wrong one. Don't need that one. I just need that one in there. I don't know how much of that because I can't see. I'm gonna have to work out obviously a new plan for. That's quite a lot of they can take down there. That's good. That's close enough. Right, that's our log one. That one's our ore. That one's our coal. Food is at 189. That's not too bad. Now, obviously, I have got no berries for food either. Now, I want to get through, hopefully, this winter and this thing, and then we'll have to obviously do that. I'm waiting for these to get built. I don't want to do anything until that's built. We've got our foliage here, and I'm sure there's another foliage one somewhere. Yes, it's here. I'm going to move him. I don't know where to move him. He's not going to do anything. He's going to go back and do it. I'm just moving it there because I can't see. I think here would be actually better somewhere. The only obviously disadvantage of here is that, again, the storage problem. And I can't see, so that's a bit. Yeah, I can't see anything. This is the part that I don't. I want to build stuff, but I can't see. Excuse me. Apologies there. Tends to push on the larynx when you're doing a lot of videos. Approval's gone up because our housing situation is being solved. Right. Let's move him over. I'm going to turn them off at the moment. Well, him off. Would it be worth... It might actually be worth doing this. Because that's where all they're having to go. Their outer housing is there. So, let's... It's only a temporary house, and that means I can get rid of the other housing. I want to know how many I've got here. That's 2. That's 2. That's 4. I'll be moving that over. Well, he can be in. He can have one here. So let's have a house there. It doesn't really matter where it goes. I'll place it there. We can have another house for this one. Again, doesn't really... Well, I'll place it a bit further away because obviously the cafe is going to be here. Well, that's the idea, to have a cafe there, but whether that... You don't really want the cafe right next to the warehouse, I don't think. That holds 1. That holds another one. I know, obviously, I need to build another one, and then again, these are going to be temporary. So these 2 can be in this 2. The reason why is because I'm thinking of getting rid of the housing here and moving it around. So, you know, it'd be better. So we got more of a room, and they're all not into one place. Logs. Do I really? I'm actually not going to do it in this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till we get through this season. That one's there. This 2 can be plopped on. Oh, it doesn't really matter as long as I get them in there. There, somewhere there. Again, I'm going to pause them. I can move them, you see. I can move them to new housing. So this one is going to be for these 2. This one is going to be for these 2. This one is going to have these 2 housing. That will then release this to be redesigned. Not too sure where I'm going to redesign and how I'm going to do it. Now, obviously, I can expand this area with the earth that we're going to get. So there's that. I want these to be... Do you see what I mean by... It's incredibly logistic challenge, this game. But that's why I like it. You've got to think... But you cannot... The problem being is you only know when... I know it sounds silly. But you only know when you know. When you don't know... You don't know. I know that sounds so obvious, but it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more obvious than you realise. We're going to have stone in there. Now, obviously, the stone eventually needs to come to this place here. We've got our whatever the hell the earthworks is. It's there. And we've got the storage there. Now, we unfortunately, though, need a logistics centre. Which is going to be one of these. No, that's not it. It's around somewhere. Yeah, it's... Oh, no, it'll come under storage, doesn't it? Here. Let's say we want to build it maybe... here. Yeah, that's fine. It's sort of half around with everything. I'll leave that to get built because it's an important building to get built. Now, I'll have to use a whisker to get this working. So what the whisker would do is he's going to take stone from here, which we're going to mine, and he's going to take it to here, which he is then going to fill in our bits of nightmare, all of this, so they can walk easy. Because obviously they have to stop, as you can see, when they're going down, look, and then he has to come back up again, which is a lengthy process. I know if you certainly look at the first season and the second season as well, it's not thought out like this. This is like the premiere, and the other one's like the I would say like the first division and the lower. I'm thinking of football here. I don't know how to, not that I'm a massive football fan, but I will be watching the World Cup. Whisker's ship is in. We've only got 3, so that's not good. Now, this does go down, as in time, this goes down. You can use your approval. If you've got a hyper approval and you're not doing anything with it, again, we can't do any teaching. Yes, we can do a teaching, actually. We can have an apprentice, but we can't have... because we don't have one. But we can have a... get rid of that. Don't want that. Yeah, selected education. So I can't do that. But I could do the... I could do this one. Because I've got an apprentice who would be the engineer. So I can do that one. But I'm not doing it, you see. Because that's not what I want it for. I want to be able to do this still will not allow me to be in. There you go, you see. Although saying that though, maybe it's what he's doing and he won't allow it to be in. It says educated, but that's an apprentice isn't educated, is it? No, it would say an educated. There we go. So we'll now say stone. Once we get the logistic... that was quick. We can have at least one worker. But we don't need it yet. Because we don't have any stone to actually get in there. Excuse me. Apologies for that. This was stone. So... this was going to be copper. This was going to be... nothing at the moment. We'll just leave it. That now needs to be... oh, that was it. That one... now we got the 2. I've lost 2. Let's start to mine the shit out of this. Right, that's done. I'm going to mine this section completely out. Oh, that's got gold in there. I better do one just for gold then. Where is it? Gold. Oh, right. We'll have that in. We're going to need a logistics set for that one as well. I'll clear this. So we're going to do here. We're going to do set destination here. I'm going to set destination here. So again, I'll go over it. That's for the stone. So as you can see here, this is stone. It doesn't have any minerals or anything in it, but we're gonna need it for, like I said, over here to fill in this here. The logistics will be enabled, and he should pick up the stone from there and put it over there, because we can set this to nothing. In other words, dump everything in there, don't care, and then we'll set the other one to, like, say 25, 30, or 55. We can set it to 4 or whatever we want to set it to, and then he'll get his car, come and get it. You'll see it. This is copper, so any of this will go into this one. Again, when we decide where the copper smith is going to be, we'll pull up from this and go get it. Then it's not in all sorts. This then is the only one that's going to be for gold, which is this bit here. So hopefully that explains it. You see what I mean by Timberborn is a beautiful game. It's beautifully written. Every time I go into Timberborn, I love it. There's certain games. Well, there's no game that's less, in a sense. It depends on what the genre is. But I know it sounds weird, and I only do it 2 days a week. But I wish it would get more views at Foundation. I think it's a fantastic game. It's beautifully written, and the pathing system is it's out of this world, because it doesn't have a pathing system. It creates its own pathing system. I think that's fantastic. It just feels organic, and it's a first series. But anyway, I know it's a different game, but I love city builders, and I love RTS, so that's why you get them on this channel. Anyway, by the by, yeah, Timberborn, Whiskerwood, Foundation. We are bringing some new ones. A new one the same week as this coming out, and I don't want to say it yet. So, and I think that's pretty good. I've got me sort of head around that, and I'll have to go through that. So that's the new playthrough. In fact, actually saying that though, yeah, it is this week. Because I was thinking, is it this week? Sometimes I have to remind myself, because I do so many videos, I have to remind myself what comes out with one, and I have to remind myself not to say. I said last time I didn't realise that it would block off the water. So in me series 2, I could have put it where I was going to put it. I thought it would let the water in. I have no idea. But I say, as it says at the start of the thing, if you like this sort of thing, or you like some other things, please, at least like it. It's so important for small channels like myself, and obviously, comment away, and I always try my best to reply within the same day. Sometimes if it's a comment on a comment, it misses it. It doesn't tell me that I've got a comment in it, and then it could even take a month, and I hate that, because I like to reply to people. We got some copper, so we'll do that one as well. I'm going to mine as much of the copper as I can get out. Because this game, when we have to do the copper, it will take a lot. We got that in there. Obviously, we've just got we can't see any of the ore yet. It's not enough. I think it does it in 8s, I think. That little square is an 8 ore. Well, I don't know how it works. Or it might be, well, it's 4 there, but it looks empty, doesn't it? Oh, no. My apologies. It's there. It's at the front. I couldn't see it. So it's every 4 we get a little... Yeah, there we go. Now we got some more 4 or whatever they decide to do. Right, so that's our logistics. We're going to need to get this running. As long as we can get over the first winter, as we're saying, there's a lot of food in there. There's not a lot of logs, so that's a bit of a problem. We don't mind in the first winter getting them back to here, because I can heat this up, and then I'll obviously Whether I'll carry on get them to working, I don't know yet. It depends. And that's going into there. They can still get this door. That's fine. How's this going? There's still a bit of food there. Not much. Flux is at 29, so it's almost halfway. They're digging the shiz out of this. There's some more there going. I'm not unhappy with this, how it's going. Like I said, it's a slowish game, and I know we've done quite a while, but you need, you know, even if you're going to play this, or even if you're like just interested in watching it, you need to understand the different, because it's taken a long while to get my head around all of these little bit, and you go, oh, I didn't know that, I didn't know that. See, now we're at 29, we can potentially have another whisker, but we could do it a different way. If we don't want any whiskers in, we could do an overtime and use the overtime to start doing this. In other words, they'll do it like at night or whatever. They'll do a we don't need that on anymore. A 24-hour, you know, shift sort of thing. We've got 48. That might be enough to pay for what we need. I've not turned this on yet, but it will come on eventually. You see what I mean by how slow this is to go and down and do everything. But that's just the way it is. The way it is. Now we're just blasting that as... I think I'm going to thingy speed. Oh, we'll leave it on there for now. I'll just put that down now. I know I've got it on slow speed, but sometimes you've got to... there's a coal there. Can we get that? It's not going to... Yes, I think we can get that. As you can see, the shaft, as long as the end has a ladder, it'll... Otherwise, I'll have to build another shaft next to it to be able to get a ladder, if you get what I mean. It's a real pain. I will get these as well. I think that's all that's left, really, to be honest, on this little bit here. Actually, that this we could. Oh no! If I do that, no, I'm not going to get another one yet. If I accept this, I'll get a reward as another whisker, but I don't really want to do it because he's going to need housing, and that'll have a detrimental effect on what I've got. And I'm in the fall. I've only got two little. Well, each one's an 8, isn't it? This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's an 8. So I've got what? 2 8s left before winter comes. Why are you not getting... Are you not allowing the fluxes there? Oh, you're going to pick that first, aren't you? That's fine. You can get up and get that and that. Oh, we got some ore there, but it's a bit far away. I would do that first. Right. How will we... what I'm going to do is... I don't know whether I've got any yet. No. They've not obviously got down to the cutting this yet. I need another one. I could do with at least another one, really. Mining. Or do I move that mining section over slightly? Then we can mine this here as well. Maybe. Set to high. Get that in. I don't think we'll do that much in this section. We've got 9 in. And we've got none in there. We're just waiting. I've got 53. I keep selecting it now. I know it's up here. I haven't got massively long before the end of this video. Is that the right word? Massively long? Probably not. I will concentrate on this section to be done first. There's probably a bit more. Was there any? No, there isn't any more. It's going to take quite a while to get that filled in. I'm not too worried about this or this, but I'd like to get this filled in because then they can walk easier because it's a bit of a trauma. Here he comes. I could have changed this for them. I could have taken off the copper. That might actually not be a bad idea, really. Let's pause this. Let's do a shift and select, shift and select. Shift and select that. I'll shift and select that, shift and select that, and this. The reason why is obviously I want them to go and get the stone. Now they're going to cancel this, and then they're going to obviously now do our stone, which is here, and they're going to mine. There's not much of it, but obviously there's enough to. Right, now we've got the same. That's a bit of a problem. I'm going to have to move this over slightly. I've just got it outside of the thing. That's okay. We'll select 2. We'll select this, and do we just have to do it? Oh no, what was this one then? Oh, gold. I'll select that one anyway because if we do get it and he doesn't know where to put it. Go for it. He's coming from right the way over to there, as you can see. So he's coming for a long, long way. But it's important to get all this in. When this, I think, is 6, we've got 3 there and so much stone. When it's 6, I think there's a maximum storage. Stats. Yeah, it doesn't tell me. So it says that. I don't know the maximum storage level, and this is. Or maybe it was 6 then. So now he's put that in there, and now he's gonna either empty that or not. I don't know. He may no. You see, you can force it to be delivered. And that would empty it out, but I'm not too disgruntled. Oh, they're doing that one. Oh, okay, then doing that. I'm only getting the first level. And I'll close that down for winter because I don't particularly want to heat the mining up. Well, mumming hour actually, I might do. I could move this over slightly and then just have one tender there. We probably won't get it. Well, we certainly won't get to it, I don't think, into this playthrough. I've got 2 left. One is for this. And that means one is for the logistic. I'll have to turn down one of the mining. And only have less mining. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I could actually allow this. But then my housing is... I've got 15, you see. I don't want to do it. I don't want to add more housing and sort the housing out until we get into the new year, and then that way we get spring, a bit in spring. Well, the start of spring is still cold, and then we'll get into our summer again, and then we get the fall, and then we can really push on to get all these things in, because that's how it rock and rolls. I could move this over, and it would do, I don't know how many it needs to do a full, but that's, you know, it's about 20 there. It's going to take quite a while to get. Now, I don't have to do it like this. I could do a shaft down and do a mine shaft and just push it out. But I decided to get this because it was at the, you know, it was at the top. And if we're going to use it, and it allows a straight line, a further line, it's not jutting out. And obviously, we could get this eventually. It's a long way. This would be nice to just absolutely mine out like nothing. Because you could flatten this to anything, couldn't you? But it would take some serious amount of things to get up there. So I think that might be the one that we could think. But obviously, if we're mining anyway, you'll get stone. You're bound to get some stone. So, like I said, there's a lot of things in this game that you've really got to manage. But that's why I quite like it, because you've got to think about what the problems are going to be before the problems start. We've only got one of them left. It'll take no time in that. And now they're going to start on the stone. It won't take them that long to take this down. Well, we got the stone there. That's why I don't need to get it in. Could do with that whisker.
Do you remember the parable of the lazy cart and the busy bee?
What? Oh, tax collector. I was thinking, what the hell? We'll pay that. We pause because the time runs down at the top, even though it's 4 minutes. We'll. How much coal have I got? Let's go down to about 50. No, we'll do it there. That's our 100%. Right. Taxes paid for this year, done, finished, or this quarter, or what? I think it's
Do you remember the parable of the lazy
total
cart
food
and
stock.
the busy beavers? How the lazy cart ignored the advice of the beavers and never stocked up food for the winter. How he
I think that quest
Do you
is
remember
complete.
the parable of the lazy cart and the busy beavers? How the lazy cart ignored the advice of the beavers.
Yep. So that quest I could already do because I'd already had the thing for that. I'm going to get more logs. I'm going to get more planks. I'm going to get more of the other stuff. So we are spending a bit more than you know, the thing. I still don't want to do all that whisker in. The mice. So here we are. Basic small for 1. Yeah, I don't really, though it is a 2. Charcoal furnace. Now that actually would be a good, because we need the charcoal furnace, which means I need to research it. So it says me to research it. I could gain 2. Ooh, this is dodgy though. I could do with a 2, but they do eat the food. But then I'm going to have to get the housing, which is but I need 21. So, yes, let's do that. I'll take this, because we need to research this anyway. This will be the first one we need to research. So I don't need to research it. I'll then get this as well. And just to show you what I mean is, let's go to there. Now you see the charcoal furnace is green. So now we've got this, because this was disabled, if you remember, before. I need 55 planks to be able to research this. I think this section is all planks. This section is copper. I think it might be bronze, but I can't remember. But this is definitely bronze. And this is a frigging nightmare. So you've got 100 and I think it's 144 to do this, and then this 30 is 200 and something, and that's all three. So it's an absolute logistical challenge. This is what I meant. It's how, you know, the seriously created, put some serious effort into this game to think, you know, how are you going to do these things? I've got the 2 now. This will help. If we turn on, we've only got a few minutes left. Where is my? There we go. I'm going to do 1 logistics hub. That goes down to 3. These can have 2. That's fine. Now, is that going to do an inbound? That. No, it won't. I'll do like that. I'm going to whack that up to the 55. And he is, there we go, all inbound. So he's going to produce as much as he's going to get in as much as he can. So he's going to send his cart out. He's his dude here. So you'll see this in a minute. Now he's getting his car. He's going to walk, he's going to go all the way to here to get this stone that's been done. As much stone as he can get in there. I don't think I get any. I can't. I think it's. Well, I'll press this. Ooh, can we get any more whiskers? We've got 7. No, we can't. So we get rid of that. I don't have any. I can't turn this on, can I? That's a pain in the ass. Never mind. And I can't get rid of this because obviously if I get rid of it, then I'll lose it. I obviously can't get the close thing either. It is nice to get statues as well. They look quite like the claws will do it, but the whiskers do not. But you can get them speed boosters as things that you saw. We've got a production limit here, and I still have absolutely no idea how to use that as of yet. There we go. So he's taken, I don't know how many he's taken. I have no idea. Oh, 14. And he's going to dump it into here. Now, as this is dumped into here, it's going to wait for, he's going to pick up from this here. There's none yet, so you can't pick it up. So what we'll do is, I'm just going to pause this, and then we'll start filling in some of this here. We've now got, yeah, this is the charcoal furnace, but I'm not worried about that. Then you'll see before with the end of the this play. If I do that, this is in with this line, as you can see where the circle is in that area of influence where he can do it. Now he's going to come down out of here and fill these 2 in. It doesn't need to go down here, but that'll be done. And obviously we'll get more and more. This takes a lot longer to do because obviously he's got to go down. You do this one first because they can get to the ladder. So you have to do the lowest one. The best is to do the lowest one first because if you fill it wrong, then you'll be deep. But unfortunately, there's ladders all around here. This is where I'm looking. Sometimes you get ones where this square here has absolutely none. And it's alright at the top, but further down if you get it, you can't fill it because you can't get down to fill it. This is weird. How the hell they get a cart through there, I have no idea. I suppose they might anyway, so it's not actually in reality. But Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. We will see you in the next Whiskerwood. Take care. Bye for now.